Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk about something that's absolutely important for anyone running an online store right now. That is e-commerce SEO strategy in 2025. I know you might be thinking like, wait, what? SEO? Is that like old news? But here's the thing. SEO is constantly evolving, and if you're not keeping pace, your store might be very quickly get left behind. And the big kicker, the changes coming over the next few years, especially as we head into 2025, they're going to change how people discover, they browse, and buy products online. So in this video, we're going to dive deep into what's new, what fundamentals still matter, and the cutting-edge techniques that e-commerce brands need to stay relevant in a rapidly shifting landscape. Because if there's one thing we've learned from managing dozens of e-commerce sites at our agency, it's that ROI from organic traffic doesn't come from doing the bare minimum. It comes from pushing boundaries. So if you want advanced actionable insights, grab a snack, settle in, and let's talk e-commerce SEO in 2025. So first up, let's talk about why this matters. Look, we can't keep ignoring the mega trends. AI-driven recommendations and voice search, mobile-first everything, and algorithm tweaks that might emphasize user experience in ways we haven't even fully wrapped our heads around yet. This stuff is no longer optional. If you're a mid-sized e-commerce company or just a scrappy digital marketer who wants to stay on top of the game, you need an SEO strategy that rides these waves rather than fight against it. And no, there's no get-rich-quick scheme for ranking on Google's first page. So if one in your LinkedIn DMs is pitching some magical solution to rank overnight, it's probably nonsense. I mean, at the end of the day, SEO is about delivering genuine value and a top-notch user experience, just with smarter, more sophisticated tools and data. And over the last few years, we've seen everything from big algorithm shakeups to new user behavior patterns. And I can tell you confidently that the ones who stay on top are the brands who anticipate changes and adapt early. So, how is e-commerce SEO looking different in 2025 compared to a few years ago? Let's talk about the key shifts, and there are a few things. The first we're going to talk about is definitely going to be about AI. Search algorithms are becoming way more context aware. They're looking not just at keywords, but also at individual user behavior, past purchase patterns, and real-time signals. It's almost like each shopper is being served a personalized search engine tailored to their interests and habits. For e-commerce site owners, this means your product page can't be cookie cutters. You'll need dynamic content that adjusts to different user segments, like personalized product recommendations and content that's relevant to someone's browsing history or demographic profile. It might sound advanced, but plenty of AI-driven SEO tools are popping up to help you handle exactly this. So we'll talk more about those tools in a bit. Secondly, it's voice search and conversational queries. Things like, "Hey Alexa, find me the best running shoes under $100. If you're going to ignore a voice search, you could be missing out on entire segments of customers who prefer to speak their queries. And we've noticed over the years that voice search is becoming mainstream. So it's time to optimize for those longer, more conversational queries. Instead of targeting just running shoes, you should also want to think about those natural language variations. These can lead to hyper-targeted long-tail keywords like most comfortable running shoes for overpronation, which is exactly how someone might phrase it out loud. Pay attention to snippet optimization because devices often read out the top featured results. The next one is about EAT and trust factors. Google's emphasis on EAT, which stands for expertise, authority, trust, that has already been around for a while. Now we're seeing it evolve with an extra E for experience. For e-commerce, that includes brand authority, quality backlinks, positive customer reviews, transparent return policies, and a consistent brand story across platforms. In practical terms, you'll want to show real experience with your products. Things like usage demos, Q&A from real customers, staff or influencer unboxing, and strong brand storytelling. So if you're in a niche, say organic skincare, make sure your brand presence, both on-site and off-site, that supports actual expertise in that domain. I mean, zero trust equals zero conversion. And also the mobile traffic. Mobile traffic will dominate even more by 2025. And Google's core web vitals metrics are becoming stricter. We're talking lightning-fast page loads, seamless checkout flows, and minimal layout shifts. No one wants to be on a site where images randomly jump around while you're trying to tap the Add to Cart button. Even if your site is already mobile-friendly, do a deeper audit. Check if your store's speed, particularly on product and category pages, meets the new performance benchmarks. Because trust me, Slow load time kills conversions, and user signals like time on page and bounce rates, they feed directly into search algorithms. Now, even 2025 sounds futuristic. I mean, we're already a few months into 2025 now. The basics of SEO, they're not going to disappear. They're just evolving. Things like technical SEO essentials. Like start with a site structure. Well, let's take technical SEO for example. You gotta start with a site structure that's easy for both humans and the bots to navigate. That means a clean hierarchy from home to category to subcategory and to product page. And make sure you've got product schemas marked up so search engine understand your product details. Things like pricing, availability, star rating, etc. And let's not forget site speed. Compress your images, leverage caching, and do everything you can to keep your loading time under a couple of seconds. And on-page content, especially the product descriptions, they still matter. Seriously, they're like the ground floor of your e-commerce SEO house. But in 2025, you'll want to think about readability, storytelling, and a strategic keyword usage. You gotta show real use cases and user benefits. Don't just list the dry specs. Also, your category pages should be like curated showrooms that guide both users and the search engines to the right products. Think short intros that define the category, content blocks that answer common questions, and maybe some well-placed internal links to highlight subcategories. And keyword research. Yes, you still need to do keyword research, but the approach is different now. It's not just about the most obvious high-volume phrases. It's about semantic keywords and the user intent data. What tools that analyze search intent at scale? Those tools are going to help you find clusters of related phrases. For example, if you sell eco-friendly cleaning products, don't just optimize for like green cleaning. Look at queries like eco-friendly dishwasher pods that actually work, or things like natural ways to remove grease from countertops, because that's the language real people use. Now let's have a look at some of the cutting-edge strategies for e-commerce SEO in 2025. And this is where it gets fun, because once you've nailed the basics, you can move on to the next level stuff, starting with AI and machine learning tools. Now more than ever, AI tools aren't just hype. They can do competitor gap analysis, help you pinpoint trending products, and even auto-generate product descriptions that are then refined by human editors. The key word here is refine. AI can speed up your workflow, but you still want a human touch to ensure everything is on brand and valuable. We've also been experimenting with AI-driven content optimization for some of our clients, and honestly, it's wild how much time it saves. That said, always do quality checks. Google's going to pick up on clunky content stuffed with half-baked keywords, and you don't want your content on your site to be on the list of that. The second thing I have on the list is about user experience optimization. We're all used to UX 101 talk, but how about taking it a notch further with advanced personalization? Maybe your store highlights different color themes or recommended add-ons based on a shopper's location or browse history. Interactivity, like quizzes that help customers pick the perfect product, those things also keep people on your site longer, which in turn can improve rankings. And don't forget CRO, which stands for Conversion Rate Optimization. If you can pair better SEO with a frictionless checkout, you're not just getting more traffic, you're also converting that traffic into revenue more consistently. So, SEO in 2025 means synergy between traffic acquisition and on-site conversions. Then the next thing is about omnichannel content. If you still only rely on Google search, you are missing out. Social signals matter, and people share and discuss products in short-form videos, influencer posts, and beyond. And that social chatter can translate to brand mentions and direct traffic, both of which signal to Google that your brand has authority. So consider repurposing content across platform. Write an in-depth blog post, turn that highlights into a short video for TikTok or YouTube, get an influencer to test your products on Instagram, and so on. So all roads lead back to your store. And it helps build recognition in search engines that your brand is everywhere. And the fourth on the list I want to talk about is about data and analytics. So basic metrics like organic traffic and bounce rates are fine, but by 2025, you'll want to up your game with advanced attribution models and predictive analytics. You want to know whether that blog post about like 10 best sustainable travel bags is not just driving traffic but also leading to real sales. At our agency, we've been using predictive analytics to estimate how changes to site design or new content pieces might impact conversions over the next quarter. It's a step beyond just looking at what happened last month. The idea is to forecast and plan, so you can pivot your strategy beyond your competitors do. We briefly touched upon the tools earlier. Now I want to give you some recommendations. I'm not going to name exactly which tool because some of the tools are developing so fast in the industry now. But I want to give you some general principle. What kind of tools suits you best in this situation? There are a bunch of tools out there claiming to help you hack your way to better rankings. But from our experience, you'll want to pick a few solid, proven platforms. The first is going to be AI-driven keyword research tools. Those are the tools that go beyond volume and help with user intent. You need to look for up-and-comers that specifically cater to e-commerce product listings. The next, you're going to need a competitor analysis tools. The tools that can visualize your competitors' organic keyword share so you can see exactly where the gaps and the opportunities are. The next you're going to need is the SERP monitoring. Those are the tools that alert you to rank fluctuations in near real time, and it's super helpful if you're testing new on-page elements. But there's no need to blow your entire budget here. Just choose the ones that fit your store's specific needs. And often, your biggest wins come from strategic data usage rather than fancy new SaaS features. Now let's talk about measuring success, because if you can't tie SEO effort to real business growth, you're basically shooting in the dark. Here are some metrics I would recommend focusing on. The first thing is obviously going to be organic traffic, but break it down by landing page or product category to get a clearer picture of what's resonating. And the next thing is conversion and revenue, and more specifically, revenue sourced from organic visitors. It's not enough to have traffic if nobody's converting, right? And the third thing, which is equally important, that is the average order value. This can reveal if your SEO is attracting high-value customers who purchase more. And the last thing is going to be brand visibility. Things like branded search volume, or brand name mentions on social platforms. If this number is rising, it's a sign that you're on people's minds, which indirectly boosts SEO. Keep an eye on these stats monthly or quarterly, whatever makes sense for your business, so you can see where the needle is moving. Now, before we wrap up, let's do a quick hit checklist. Here's what you can do right now to start future-proofing your e-commerce SEO for 2025. The first, you need to audit your technical foundations. Check site speed, schema markup, and mobile responsiveness. Number 2, revamp product and category content. Focus on real user benefits, add relevant long-tail keywords, and keep the language natural. Number 3, experiment with AI. But use AI tools for content suggestions, but always review and refine with a human touch. Number 4, optimize for voice search. Identify and incorporate conversational queries into your copy. Number 5, enhance EEAT signals. Show brand expertise and experience through detailed content, genuine testimonials, and a consistent brand presence. Number 6, build omni-channel presence. Repurpose your content across different platforms, like blogs, short-form videos, social posts, and link back to your store. Number 7, which is the last one, embrace predictive analytics. Don't just look at historical data. Start forecasting to anticipate trends and allocate resources wisely. If you tackle even half of these, you'll be way ahead of most online stores that are still stuck doing the same old SEO tactics from 2018. And that's it, my friend. A run-through of the emerging landscape of e-commerce SEO in 2025. The bottom line? SEO isn't about gaming the system or stuffing with keywords. It's about delivering value, bringing trust, and using smarter tools to meet your customers where they are. If you found this useful, be sure to keep up with our other resources on e-commerce marketing. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you next time.